Hey guys, I'm NATO King and bringing you more Rayman. Today we're moving on to the third world, Blue Mountains. And you might remember me saying earlier that this is where the game really starts getting hard. This picture pretty much sums it up. Although the first part of the level is actually kinda tame by comparison. You get a cage right off the bat. And some slowdown I honestly can't explain. And another cage right there under the level. So of course we gotta do what we do in every level, jump over the entrance. This time there happens to be a ledge way down there. And one of these guys. I think they look a lot like the trolls from, say, the Discworld games. And they take a bunch of hits to kill. I hope you saw that dog appear right behind the cage. The enemies in this world are probably the most annoying in the whole game. I'm sure I'm going to be taking that back when I get to the 4th and 5th worlds, but I honestly don't remember any of the enemies there. Those guys I remember all too well. And observe. I'm punching this guy with a gold fist. One jumping hit takes down some of them, but others just have that many hit points. And I realized I don't have very many hit points. It's kind of scary. Alright, we've got half the cages in the level already. And up there, the unreachable hook that leads to yet another one. That's right. Even though I thought we were done with it, one more level where I can't get all the cages yet. And hey, for once, a leap of faith actually works. And I missed the cage. Oh well. There we go. And that's all the cages I'm going to be able to get. Which of course means we're not nearly done with the level. Another gold fist just to make sure killing that guy is painful, but not, you know, mind-numbingly painful. I don't know what I'm trying to say. This level's already broken my spirits, and that was the easy part. Now this area, if you don't have the gold fist, this area hurts. Those little rock dogs there actually take 2 punches. Unless you wind up, or are jumping, or have the gold fist. First time through the level, obviously, I didn't have any of those things. And it started to take forever around life 13. And you want to take out that rock from a distance, because once you walk over here, it's the big boss of the world, Mr. Stone, already chasing us in the first level. Good news is this chase isn't too hard if you've mastered the art of grappling. And you remember how well I did in that in the last video. Yeah. I was pretty sure I was dead there, and I think I just got lucky. But I've managed to escape him for now. And, you know, looking around for secrets, not going to be any. Always want to smash these things open, because you are going to need them if you don't have them yet. Because now you got to smash your way through some of these boulders, and even with a gold fist they take 2 hits. That last one has an extra life, which gives you a one-time health fill-up at this point. And always make sure you jump up when you punch these bouncing rocks. They always explode in the same pattern, and you always need to be able to duck. First time I got this far, I hit one of them while standing still, and it managed to hit me even though I was ducking. Tricky jumps here, but nothing beyond what you've done in Bandland, I think. And up here, you just gotta watch it. That bullet didn't come from nowhere. Right up here, this guy killed me twice. My first run. First time, I didn't know that he was there, the bullet hit me, I fell down to my death. Second time, he shot me and I only had 1 hit point left. And I had lost something like 20 lives by that point, so I just gave up. This time, though, I have beaten the level. I have to go back later for a cage, but that's okay. Let's move on to the hard rocks, because that was an incredibly short level. I made it look easy just because that was about my 4th time going through, and I have had plenty of practice. This one also took me quite a number of tries, but you haven't seen the Blue Mountains until you've seen this. It looks pretty tame so far, right? I don't think you can kill that guy. I punched him somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 times, and he still wouldn't die. I think you just gotta dodge him. Which is really a pain if you want to leave the level. Fortunately, I don't, and I can't imagine why anyone would. Got those little rock stalactites there. Not much of a problem. They only move in straight lines. And there's really no practical way back. Guess you could try to smash those rocks, but you're gonna take a lot of hits. Not worth it. And before moving on, yet another secret we need to go get. This one actually profitable. Bunch of really easy enemies to dodge, those same blue pufferfish I think that we saw in Bandland. I think they've got just as much to do with mountains as they do with music, so why not? And finally, I begin the level, a whole minute and a half or so in. That's the Blue Mountains for you. You just gotta do absurd things to get the secrets, and then get all the way back to where the actual level is. This stuff also, if it looks easy at all, it's because I did it so many times and became so familiar with it. Your first time through, everything that you see is going to catch you off guard and kill you at least once. You gotta know these spikes are appearing, and have the right timing to hit them so that you can get past. Hit them too early, and of course they'll swing around and knock you off your cloud. Couple of tricky jumps, just make sure you keep moving at the same speed as the cloud, and there's the exit. But why do I want to exit? There's more stuff to do. Stuff that kills me about as often as not, but it's secret stuff. You guys deserve to see it. You're putting up with watching these videos, and all I'm doing is playing through the levels over and over again to try to beat them. The tings show you the way to go, if you're really good at grappling. And for once, I made it. And there's a 1-up at the far end. And that's it. But at the very least, I didn't waste 7 minutes trying to get it. I just wasted enough lives to blow apart 2 recording sessions. I'm not bitter. I'm not. Then we get more of these dogs jumping around. For some reason, in retrospect, when I'm watching the video, I guess I'm even managing to delude myself by not dying constantly. I guess it's not that bad. You got little timing puzzles like this one. And then I decided to go for the tings and completely screw up the timing of some jumps. And turn invisible again. Yeah, that would actually be kind of a neat power. If you get hit, you turn invisible. But I think that's just some kind of weird interlacing thing. Like, it's doing the interlacing the wrong way around, just for that one effect. And the antitoons never really dangerous enemies, but they come out in force here, and it's really easy to run out of hit points because you gotta fight your way past all of them. See? I take a hit while trying to clear that guy out so I can come up here and get 1 hit point. Just brilliant. Just absolutely stupendous. And again, moving on with the level, but at least I'm on another cage richer. Really, really obvious secret over there, so you know it's not the best kind. But we get to meet the Ting Magician again. He shows up so infrequently anymore. And it's a nice, easy one. The only real difficulty of this area is you miss 1 jump and you've lost too much time to make up. It's actually really liberal, especially since you can't stop to think about what you're doing. You've just got to keep moving. And make sure that you helicopter only at the right jumps. If you helicopter too often, it's going to take you too long to land. Jump up to the top. Lots and lots of clouds and a little useless ledge over to the right. Got it in 1. And now I'm going to move away before he tries to... Well, I guess he can't make me pay again. I don't have enough tings. 10 tings, please. And that jump that you saw right there where I made it to the ledge and thought I hadn't, that sort of thing happens all the time. This is a lot more difficult than it looks, and we're going to see even harder jumps later. Sometimes it looks like you can grab the ledge and you don't. Sometimes it looks like you can't and you do. I'm sure someone with a more practiced eye might have a better judgment on that, but to me, it seems arbitrary a lot of the time. This area is really easy if you've got the gold fist, those boulders in 1 leaping strike. And at this point in the game, I had not yet found all the cages in this level, so you might notice me going into some areas that don't have anything, because I'm still trying to figure out where is the last cage. Gratuitous auto-scrolling part. Once you know the pattern, it's really easy. You just gotta know to jump whenever these boulders come around, and then step on the spikes. Those power-ups over on the right, I have no idea how to get them. I tried, and that ruined another recording session. Although, most of my tries were in recording sessions that I knew I was gonna scrap. And now, you just gotta be really careful here. Those guys can be tricky to hit, especially when you're in an auto-scrolling area and you don't have a lot of time to screw around. And once you pass there, you're pretty much home free. Really, really simple obstacles. And if you have at least 1 speed fist, you might be able to grab that trophy. If, like me, you've usually lost a bunch of lives when you get here. Your fist just doesn't quite make it. 'Tis beyond my reach! But to show you what I was talking about with those power-ups, here's a little demo of some of the times I tried to get them. Nothing really interesting going on in the background here. The first part of this area is pretty boring, so it's me moving all the way to the left. Usually if you grab one of those power-ups out in the middle of nowhere, a ledge or cloud or something appears under you. Nothing. And, you know, if you hang from that ledge, nothing appears. And I could even make it to the left side of those spikes, and I just die. And even from the very far right side of the auto-scrolling area, there's nothing. And you can't go back once you pass the auto-scroll, so I just don't think it's possible to get those power-ups. I think it was put there to taunt me. So here we are, jumping into some inconsequential area to make full health appear a little further into the level. And this part's just a ton of rocks. and a 1-up, if you know to fall down for it. Again, looking for a cage that I know isn't there, but I don't know where it is. The frustration is really high in some of these levels because as they get worse and worse, it's harder to find all the cages. And if you don't get them all, you're gonna have to go back and beat the whole level again. And there's the cage, right back where I was before. So you gotta go to one of those two areas twice. At least, if you want to get all the secrets. So I figured, since I had that overlay up the first time going across here, let's pay a bit more attention this time and see what it is I actually had to get past. Really nothing special, except those 3 rocks appeared after I'd already crossed that area, and then I figured I was pretty sure I'd actually come down here and walked around to make sure there were no secrets, but just had to make sure it's absolutely useless to do that. And now I'm really low on health. Bravo. We can't really have a video without some death, can we? 4 cages. And I'm kinda running out of level for more cages to be hidden in. But it's all those springy clouds. They're worse than they appear. And you don't always have the luxury of making sure that you've gotten the appropriate height before you try to move to whatever your target is. And you'll see that, again, later in the level. It gets so much worse. Nice hidden 1-up down here, which I can definitely use for the health fill-up, if not for getting more lives. And jumps, you just gotta time right, make sure you're ducking whenever the... Oh. Speaking of timing, jumps correctly. You want to make sure you jump over this one instead of trying to make it under. I've never managed to make it under. And an obvious secret over there. They love these giant spiky boulders. And my reward for coming up here? A 1-up! Wouldn't you know it? Fortunately, that's a pretty easy one to get. I think no excuse for missing it. Now, you don't need to go to that death trap of a ledge on the left, if you just climb right up here. And now I need to make my way up to the left, but before I do, I realized that I always came up that way thinking that it was a secret, and it turns out that's where the end of the level is. So the reason I'd never actually come over here, and wouldn't you know, this is where the last cage is. There it was. But where the heck did it appear? We will find out, and I will hate myself in the morning. Let's just get hit by everything. I mean, nothing, I think, could be more embarrassing than that. Except getting hit by the same set of spikes twice. And now, this jump, I made it so effortlessly the first time, is almost impossible. And if you miss it just wrong... I hate it. I hate everything about that area. You got a cage you gotta loop all the way around for, the actual way you gotta go in the level looks more like a secret than the actual secret. And of course, the jumps. The jumps! And sometimes, if you hit these clouds wrong, they'll go down so far that they'll leave you standing on the ledge under them. And you won't even make the bounce. But that didn't happen to me in the video that I kept, so... And then I gotta fight my way past this guy with my ordinary fist and 3 units of health. And this is a huge pain. This is what fighting these guys is usually like. Dodging all these arbitrary projectiles everywhere, hitting them about 1 billion times. Obviously, you need to take the top path first. Some very useful stuff there. And as soon as you fall down, the cage appears way back up there. How to get to it is not difficult. You just gotta fight your way past more of these rock-throwing trolls. And while I'm waiting for a chunk of rock to pass by so I can make the jump, another one just blindsides me. But I don't care. That's number 6 cage. I have all the cages. I am done with this level forever as soon as I get to the exit, which is right over here. Whew. So that's one level of the Blue Mountains I don't have to replay. And I suppose I can hope for a repeat performance in the next level, but, well, you'll see. Mr. Stone's Peaks, the final boss of Blue Mountains, next time. See you guys then.